Give it up for Joe Webb. And before Joe comes on board, I want to introduce Brent Wees, our other speaker. Brent Wees is a strategist. He's done almost everything possible and impossible in the automotive business. He helps dealers figure out how to do business. He inspires people. He talks about advertising. He saves you advertising dollars. And he's just an all-around nice guy. He's also the beautiful one. I just want to say that. He is a beautiful one. Let's get up for Brent Wees. You can do better than that. Let's get up Brent Wees.
Are you forgetting something? I'll get him. I'll get him.
So,
oh, I can't bring this up now?
Yeah, why wouldn't we?
They're gonna have a really fun session. Who's watched Maury Povich before? Yeah. My wife lives on that show.
Not literally. I mean, she watches it.
Yeah, she's like, "Are you the father?" And I'm like, "No, I had nothing to do with her." So, we're gonna do a Maury Povich theme. Joe and Brent are gonna do a Maury Povich theme. You are not the father of the sale. After that, you're going to meet Joe in person. He's going to go into some detailed stuff for a little while. Then Brent's going to go into some detailed stuff for a while. Then, of course, our host. And first of all, let's give it up for Jason Harris for putting on this event. Without Jason, and for a bigger round of applause, his team. This wouldn't be possible. Woo! These guys were here at 9 in the morning trying to set up. They didn't get the room till 12:30. So without that, it would be possible. And for everyone, the millions listening at home, thank you for joining us. So we're just going to re-mic, but this is going to be fun. Get ready to be entertained. Get ready to stand up and participate. You have no choice. All right? Try not to pass out. I know mouth to mouth. Okay, awkward.
Good for now. We'll see after a few drinks.
Anyway, Joe Webb and Brent Wees.
So, thank you to JP. I connected with JP several years ago, and we've been able to stay in touch over the years. I've more recently been connected with Jason. I will say, on a personal level, from somebody who does a lot of what he does, I'm insanely impressed with the amount of content he puts out to his audience. I think anybody automotive otherwise would be crazy not to follow him. Now, it can get a little heavy sometimes with the sheer volume of content.
Hey man,
but
nothing is wrong with 30 posts a morning with video.
Nonetheless,
there's
it is
nothing
a
wrong
lot
with
of good
30 a
content.
morning.
So,
per channel.
Yes. So the one thing, the reason Brent and I wanted to call it, "You are not the father of the sale," or the results are in "You are not the father of the sale," is because there's a buzzword of attribution going through the industry for the last 3 years where everyone, and in a lot of ways it's been solved, everyone is trying to take credit for the sale.
Right.
That prove that they are the responsible party that ended the sale. And the reason they do this is to acquire as many of your marketing dollars as humanly possible so they can fund their own operation and in turn try to find new ways to take credit for the sale. However, through the data that Brent's company, The Next Up, has been able to collect, and through my company, Dealer Knows, has been able to collect, we've been able to identify what truly does influence a retail customer's influence over a sale, determine whether or not they bought it.
So that's, in essence, what we're trying to do is just, what we like to do is we just like to myth bust, right? As Joe said, marketers and advertisers, and I always say this, like to create problems that we will create and solve for you on your budget. So we're going to go through that with you, but you're going to help us in this whole session today. It's interactive. Everyone will be asked to be involved, and we're going to work this out together, because what we like most about this is all of these exercises we figure out as a group based on our own stores and our own businesses, be it automotive or different, right? Joe? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you still with me?
Yep.
Are you asleep yet?
No, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
He just nodded completely off.
No, but 2 other people fell asleep while you were talking to. So, should we distribute these bibs yet, or is it too early?
I think it's a little bit too early because I want to do some questions. I want to do some Q&A.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
I want to do some Q&A. So looking at attribution, just like Maury. So let's go what to expect when expecting data. Let's go into this. So is your dealership or store, for my jacuzzi friends here in the room, for your dealership? Hyperpool, sorry, Hyperpool? Hydropool?
Yeah, it's hyper once you get in,
Hydroplane.
but it's hydropool otherwise.
All right. Is your dealership using an attribution model? Just show of hands. Is it using some sort of attribution model? A couple people? Don't be shy. One person, Adam's yes, me. So we're not going to point it. What kind? Multi-point, single? Last touch. Okay, thank you. Perfect.
So anybody with a CRM, for the most part, in that case, is measuring attribution on their internet leads. Let's face it, CRMs, as most people have it, are garbage in, garbage out. So even myself in retail, I would leave words like newspaper as a source in the CRM just to see how many people on my sales team would select it. I'd be like, Sammy, we haven't been to the newspaper in 2 years. Why do you keep clicking it? And you will see, if you ask customers right out front and you ask them to circle, because we used to try to do attribution sourcing even in the finance office, and you give them 10, 15 logos you're spending money with, ask them to circle, they will almost always circle Auto Trader. Why? Because it's a big, loud brand that has a lot of familiarity. But the problem is, per Google, the average consumer's been on 18 plus different websites in advance of purchasing an automobile. So you cannot just reward 18 different websites. That doesn't mean they influenced it. That doesn't mean it was a direct connection to your website. You cannot just give out your $40,000 a month budget to 18 different sites because all 18 websites have been visited.
So one of the things to think about too is when you're working with customers, as Joe said, they will circle the easiest or pick the easiest option of what brought them in. So what we always say too is why manager intros are important just when you're meeting customers is if Adam's out on the floor and he's talking to a customer about the car that they're looking at, they're looking at an Infiniti, and he says, what brought you in? And they go, the trader.ca site was the thing that brought me in, and the manager intro happens. We always say to the managers, like, ask as well, and it's not because Adam's a complete idiot and can't do his job. I do pick on Adam a lot, but that manager can also double check that, right? Because now you're building just verbal accountability on a source that's coming in, right? Let's go from there. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that your marketing attribution data provides results in the sales and service department?
In other words, if you believe you know where sales are coming from, everybody here, whether or not you have some control over where money is spent, everybody understands that money is spent towards advertising sources, and that in turn hopefully culminates into a sale. How many of you believe you know whether or not your advertising is even working for you?
Who's about 5? Who thinks they're about a 5? About halfway there. That is working. Anybody higher than 5? 6? About a 6? Yeah, a little higher. How about below 5? Who thinks who's below 5? Right? I think thank you guys for being honest, and we won't break down the numbers there, but I think that's what we find when we've done this session or we talk about attribution and other things we do is that most of us still do have this gray area, but meanwhile the talk of attribution and the solutions behind it are still keeping the waters pretty muddy and things pretty cloudy.
Correct.
All right. What makes customers like the dealership they buy from?
Throw
them out.
Some things out. Reviews, okay?
Reviews, experience. Okay.
Customer experience.
Just 2? The brand?
The salesperson.
Salesperson. Location. Did they get a deal? Previous experience.
Explanation of paperwork.
Explanation of paperwork on site. Really interesting, right?
Service department.
Or online.
Anyone brave enough to throw out family owned for over 40 years yet? Or dumb enough to do that? I dare you. No.
So I mean, but truth be told, yes, in community. So it's interesting because
wrong with that?
One person said customer experience, which
right.
He and I can't agree with more, but that is a real subjective answer. It's hard to identify unless you have policies, procedures in place. The truth is, the gentleman that said location, even as somebody who trains how to communicate with customers and influence more people to choose you, I will be the first to say your location and your inventory or inventory amount or specific inventory will probably predict 80%, 70% of the people that buy from you. I mean, not as many people who are in Idaho right now are searching dealers in California or in Massachusetts. Your location, your brand, your inventory plays the most significant role in whether or not somebody chooses you. So marketing notwithstanding, location, inventory is a major pull, as are reviews, customer experience, all those things. That's when you start building a sort of long-term brand and amount of loyal fans to your organization.
Perfect. Let's keep moving. So what we want you to do really
We
is,
got time.
do we have
They got
time?
us for 2 hours.
Yeah, there you
For
go.
God's sakes.
Yeah, well, we're not doing this for 2 hours.
No, we're doing this for
For
an hour.
45.
Yeah.
Let's do it in 35. So what we basically want you guys to do is, because of what we talked about as a group and those questions we asked you, is we just want you to question attribution. And it's a simple fact that we're going to take you through these exercises now in order, like I said at the start of the session, for us to figure out as a group. And were you here in Vegas when we did this? Were you at the Vegas one? Okay. So what we want to do is we want to get some people up and get some bibs going on. So we're gonna start this first exercise with how many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Really? Are you sure?
Oh, right,
3,
okay, no, maybe
6,
that's the second
9, 12, 14. Yeah, 14. So exactly. Way to go. You can count. All right. I'm going to give you a bib. There you go. I'm just going to go around the table here. You just put these on.
And we're going to get you. Should we get them up? We'll get them up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get You're the sale.
Should I bring them over here? Should I start
You're
coming
the
over
sale. What's your name? Sean. Sean's the sale.
here? Sean's the sale. Okay.
Sean's the sale. Sean's the sale. Sam, there you go. Give me another one. You're going to go around that
Yeah, I'm
side?
going to go this way.
All right.
Here you go. You're a
Inventory
forum.
listing.
You're a trade-in
Okay.
offer lead.
Here's dealer website.
I got it.
Okay.
I know how to handle
Now
that.
some of them I've added extra graphics on. I got a little creative yesterday when I was doing this. I got engaged by email. Good
Okay.
one to my homeboy.
Are you still looking?
I got engaged
How
by
many you got?
phone.
There you
Test drive. Yeah, a couple more. Send those
Give
out.
some to the back row then. We
Showroom
give them so
visit.
not everybody has to leave this area.
Price validate. I'm a test drive. Price validation site. There, we good. We got 2 more. Here you go. Test drive. There you go. Your price validation site. Okay. So what we want you guys to do is,
If you're wearing a bib, we're going to ask you to stand up over here. And Sean, if we can,
Yeah.
we'll have you back up right over here.
Yeah.
And we're going to have people
Sean
line
is
up.
the sale. So Sean's
Sean
gonna,
is the goal. Everybody
Bibbs,
wants to be.
come here, Bibbs.
Everybody wants to be with Sean, with the sale.
Yeah, but come
So-
here, Bibbs. Yeah, I
Yes.
want my bibs here, and then we're gonna make them.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So everyone with a bib, come over to this side of the room. We're gonna work. We're gonna work in this aisle here, so we'll push on our chairs.
Keep going.
Exactly.
See if anybody's here.
There'll be Alaskan king crab legs
See-
served at the
see
min.
somebody's knocking on the door.
All right. So like we said, so your exercise here as a group, I want you guys to huddle up and figure it out. So Sean is the sale by JP. What you guys have to do as a group, and I want you guys to try to do this in what, 5 minutes?
Yeah,
or
and
less?
4 minutes, 3. Communicate, look at each other, just like those games where you have to look what everybody else is wearing hat-wise. No one can read your thing.
Yeah, I ripped mine. I don't know what to do.
Oh, my
there you
God.
go. Here,
You
you-
picked the wrong guy.
Here we go. No, do this. Holy cow.
So, in other words, we want you, based on how influential you feel you are to the sale, if you're super influential, stand closer to Sean.
Yeah,
if you play
this is
very
the
little
line.
role whatsoever, stand towards the back, and then we're going to reorganize you based on actual data.
All right, so you guys figure it out. Sean is the sale, so whoever thinks they're closest to the sale. Yeah, you guys talk about it as a group. No one from the audience help these
Yeah.
bozos out. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, Brandon. Talk to these guys. All right. This is so good.
It's a brainchild of mine.
Nobody's coming close to me
Where
now.
you on?
No, exactly.
OEM site?
I'm the.
Good. When we did this in Vegas, the girl who was wearing test drive, she immediately came right up to the front while they all still worked the thing out. And she just stood there the whole time, for 5 minutes while everyone was working it out.
Yeah.
She just stood right up at the front, like waiting. She just knew, right?
Yeah.
Come up closer. Are you think right there?
I think I'm pretty close.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no. I was thinking about just running it up the shirt.
Is everyone in the audience figuring it
I
out?
just didn't have time.
So this is the sale, and this is
I,
non-influencing.
I always like watching car guys figure out their own shit when you like take them out of the showroom. This is
A price validation site, just so everybody understands, like a price validation site would be a True Car or a Car Gurus, or a site where people go to. Well, Carfax would be more of a used car leader or inventory listing site nowadays. But otherwise, I would say that would be the type of site where people go solely to validate their price. So TrueCar or Car Gurus is the main reason. They understand the deal, and that's why they go to it. No audience help.
Yeah. Keep it down, Christine.
All right, where are you guys? File in. You're close? What do you think?
How close you are? Come on. One more. All right, let's see what we got. See what we got. Okay, right? You ready, Joe?
Sure.
All right, so I took a test drive. I'm a showroom visit. I'm family and friends. I'm a dealer website. I got engaged by phone. Got engaged by email. That's a great email graphic I drew. I'm a trade and offer lead. I did a live chat. I'm a review site. I'm a price validation site. I'm an inventory listing site. I'm a forum. I'm an OEM site. Can we give these guys a hand for trying to figure this out? Right. All right. Number 13, the last one is I'm a forum, so switch.
Yeah.
You guys switch.
So in other words,
Yeah.
from a forum, I mean, when's the last time you went on a forum yourself? Like an
Exactly.
old AOL chat room?
Exactly.
I understand, yeah.
Trying to find like drugs at Lollapalooza or something, right? You know, like I don't know. Maybe.
You'd know, maybe.
Not that I've ever partaken. Let's go to 12.
All right. So in regard to friends and family, we understand that friends and family are important and influence, but it is extremely difficult. There's no way to really justify or understand where a friends or family sale is coming from for the most part.
Easy.
So think of it this way. Even if you have referrals saved as a unique identifier inside your CRM, you only get a few referral sales every single month. Regardless of all the sales you sell every month, it plays an extremely low role. And the truth is, back in the day, like if your dad drove a Chevy, your uncle drove a Chevy, your brother drives a Chevy, your grandpa drove a Chevy, guess what your ass was getting? Exactly. Nowadays, your dad's got a BMW or your mom's got a Camry, your sister's got a Hyundai, your grandfather's definitely got a Buick, and you're saying,
Yeah.
and you're saying, I'm going to go look at the Ford. Like, people want their own lifestyle. People want what everybody else doesn't have. They all want to be unique in how they purchase nowadays. And that's why loyalty, brand-wise, is going down significantly in automotive. So friends and family towards the end.
Yeah. Towards the end. Here we go. I'm a review site. Where's a review site? You go back. You're third last.
So the reason this is we understand reviews are extremely important to organizations. Hands down, very well visited. You can see more calls coming from Google Webmaster, or I mean Webmaster, your Google My Business page. You can see more activity come from my Google My Business, provided you have more reviews. With that said, how often do you get reviews from actual Dealer Rater? How often do you get reviews from a specific site that culminates in a sale? People use that as a means to influence, but it doesn't influence. That influences why they visit you, not why they buy a car.
That's right. All right, let's go to number 10. I'm a trade and offer lead. Where's my trade and offer lead? There you go, Brandon.
So,
the ringmaster trying to figure it out.
if you look at this, if you look at this and understand from a trade perspective, because we measure and monitor how thoroughly people are following up with their internet opportunities, and we track it all the way to sale. I will say from a trade and offer, the Kelley Blue Book instant cash offers, the Auto Trader trade and marketplaces, those are sites, and I don't mean to crap on brands, but those are, I don't get paid by vendors, so those are brands that recognize they weren't delivering enough traffic to their own websites, so why don't we find a way to deliver some value and place our widgets on their websites, and we can take credit for some of the traffic or of lead traffic that the dealership is generating, provided it's all their own customers that are on their sites. But those customers that you are generating all these leads from, trade leads, while they do sell cars, they sell a few amount of cars. You can buy a lot more cars than you'll actually end up selling. Instant cash offer and Auto Trader Tim leads, for instance, close at a 0.096% nationwide.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, North America, because we use all 4 provinces.
Let's not Ben stock this and ask if we have Sears up here today or running water. All right. I'm a price validation site. Oh, I moved him up, but he's moving up. So 4.74 price validation leads actually buy the car.
Yeah, there's another website, not a website, a company called Driven Data Consulting. They did a year-long review of 100,000 TrueCar leads, for instance, and put out their data study just for third-party lead providers. And their data for 2018 showed a total closing ratio on about 98,000 leads of 2.9%. They released their Q1 data for 2019, and it moved up to 3.1. But I will tell you, if you're still investing a lot of money in TrueCar, now that Chip Perry stepped down as well, but if you are investing a lot of money there, you have to work that tool. You can talk to me after, but through the portal and not through your CRM as much as you would need to through your portal if you want to get it to rise above. Even for our clients, whether they have our processes or not, for under 5% closing ratio. So it's a lot of work on a lot of leads for little payoff.
There you go. Let's go to the next one. I'm an OEM site. Where's my OEM site? Oh, well, we
Right
moved
on.
up. You're at the back. You're at the back. You didn't do anything smart, basically what we're saying.
Yeah.
But 5.07 of OEM leads buy the car.
Regardless how many times your OEMs
Tell you,
hey, it's 9% closing ratio, we will say we have all the data that suggests, regardless of the OEM, it's going to close 5%.
But it's interesting too, though, because you set yourself at the end, at the start. So even you guys, the dealers, know what you're getting and know how it's closing. So you immediately put yourself at the back of the line, seeing what everything was. He put himself at the very end, like OEM. I'm an OEM.
Actually, I think we just want to get a drink.
Probably. Well, he's closest to the bar. True. I'm an inventory listing site. Oh, have you been there the whole time? Have you been there the whole time?
No, I've been bumped.
Oh, you've been bumped? All right. I'm kind of half watching batting practice and paying attention to what I'm doing. So, all right, good.
So that would be the Cars.coms, the Auto Traders of the world. Understand, we still think those should close 9%, 10% if you have a good process attached to it. But across the board, most dealers, 6%.
Okay. Good. I did a live chat. Biesenthal, you didn't even move, did you? Did everyone get bumped? I know some of you guys in the middle up front haven't moved too much. But yeah, live chat. So it's interesting right now because online, just recently I was seeing a lot of back and forth, like is chat dead, is it not? Are bots becoming more prevalent? We were just talking about some bot traffic and bot technology. But you know, it's not a bad thing, but it still sits middle of the pack for those chat leads, right? Because a lot of chat leads too are just people, you know, at night. Like what I've seen is service chat during the day, buying chat at night, and I see a lot of heads
And good
nodding.
chat providers will be able to divide up those two different sources as to sales or service.
Yeah. So again, it's just one of those things too where you really have to dive in.
But it's still good.
Yeah,
Over
it's
10%
good.
chat is what it
decent.
should be closing. And those are people that want immediate gratification, instant replies, which means if your team is waiting more than 20 seconds to engage with somebody in live chat, you're going to lose them. The average customer starts dropping off of live chat boxes at 6 seconds.
That's 6 seconds. Here's the thing too, check your chat, because I was monitoring some chats the other day, and I noticed that sometimes operators will leave like 4 to 6 minute gaps during discussions. So that's what, like to Joe's point about that drop off, is really hold your providers accountable for that time in between queries, because if they are providing you live chat, those people should be turning around that. Like, it's not that we don't have anything that we can't like get information on super quick. Like they should be turning that around for you, and that's why a lot of providers are starting to use bots, because bots can pull the general information faster than an operator maybe can, especially through an inventory pull. So things to look at as you leave here, just keep your eye on that gap. On your
And really
gaps.
quick, show of hands, who is managing their own chat and not having it managed by a company? Who's managing their own chat?
Doing that starting in August.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's ever been catfished on social media? Anyone? No?
Just Brent?
Just and Bill. And Bill.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill. Oh yeah.
Bill, I
Sorry, Bill.
love you.
All right. I'm
You
a
thought
dealer
it was
web.
an old guy,
I'm a
but
dealer
it was a
website.
girl?
You guys got to change. Yep. You get beside Adam. You guys move up. So 12.6% of a dealer site lead comes from the dealer website.
So your closing ratio for websites,
Or buys a car. So.
yeah, or that buys a car.
Yeah, yeah.
Your closing ratio, whether or not they visit your website. Don't get me wrong, 85% of people in advance of visiting your store has been on your website. So if you still have a management staff that, and I'm all for starting the deal off at the desk, but understand, if you source them and you know unequivocally that they've been on your website and they ask for a specific car, starting that off at the desk without taking into effect that there's an internet price on that car and that customer has seen that internet price is going to potentially cost you a sale because you look like you're going to steal from them.
Right. All right. Here we go. I got engaged by email. All right, right spot. 4 times increase in closing ratio when an email lead responds.
So
And this is your
yeah.
wheelhouse, what you and Bill.
Yeah, so
focus on.
20% of right now, on average, 20% of everybody who buys a car has submitted a lead in advance, 20% has called in advance. But that takes really large dealer groups in metro to small mom and pop and rural. That can completely change on brand as well. We do see stores that are generating 70%, 80% of their sales strictly off of engagement originated in a BDC or internet department, depending on how separated they are from civilization, so to speak. But with that said, if you live in a suburban area or a moderately busy store, I will tell you, if you can get engagement with lead, you have 4 times the likelihood of that customer buying than if they never engaged with you by email.
Great. I got engaged by phone. You're in the right spot. 7 times increase in closing ratio.
Yeah, so once again, we understand that text is becoming more prevalent. And even in Canada, we recognize that you guys have some of the strictest text and SMS spam
Privacy.
rules
Yep.
out there. But even with that said, CRMs are now allowing you to send the required opt-ins. Text is a great means, but it's also making stores go quiet. The phone still, without question, allows you to build value, build rapport, where text really doesn't allow building value or building rapport. It's short bursts of information, it's short bursts of, I won't even say conversation, of question answering. So with that said, there's a real value. 7 times more people will buy from you after submitting a lead if you connect with them on phone than if you don't.
There you go. All right. I'm a showroom visit. You're in the right spot. Great. So 39.5% closing ratio on a showroom visit, and that's a blend. So based on our data, what we see is that when someone walks in, a fresh walk-in walks into the store, they're coming in at about 22% at a closing ratio.
22% buy.
22%. And if you get a manager intro in there, you're going to increase it almost another 10%. And then again, like we've looked at this in the broad, like in the most extreme terms, and it's almost 50% if you also get them on a demo drive or a test drive. Right, so you bring that in, so they're coming in at almost 25%, and you're just incrementally adding things based on just small process pieces that you can put in just by making sure a manager is validating the reason why they visited, and then actually having demoed a product, right, with someone that's passionate about what they're looking at. So that 39.5 is more of a blend of like total, like kind of a blend of data that Dealer Knows and Next Up did together, but it's still really, really high when they're walking in, as long as you're hitting your foundational points of visit.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, one way or the other, customer walks in. Typically, for the most part, they're walking in to buy a car. I know some of you have explored online sales or full online sales, but typically they have to step foot on your showroom floor in between your 4 walls to buy the majority of cars you have. And once they do that, 39.5%, that number obviously goes up the more appointments you set.
Yep.
Appointments close twice as high, no matter what. If your show closing rate is 30%, then your closing rate with a appointment should be 60.
Yeah, especially on those, and make sure you look at your appointment shown data, just not the appointment set data, right? How many are coming in. And finally, I'm a test drive. You're in the right spot all along. Let's give him a hand. He was in the right spot. I'm a test drive. 46%. So I sort of blew that because we haven't done this in a while, but that was that math I was talking about, is like when you come in and you can get them in the store visit and get them to the demo drive, it still matters. I know that people are talking about, well, you know, there's more shopping online, more people are buying their cars online.
Carvana doesn't.
And I get it. And there's a long game happening with those companies, and there's a reason why they're doing what they're doing. But still, only 10%. And I was talking to a dealer in Orlando just a couple weeks ago after I saw my friend Bill over there. So I was talking to Justin in Orlando, and he said, you know, it's still only 10% of people are actually purchasing the car online. That leaves 90% of that audience that's still coming in, that still sees value in a test drive. You know what I mean? Like, I admit, I did buy one house in my life that I never saw before I bought it.
So did we.
But I haven't done that ever with a car or any of my other houses because I learned on the house thing. But again, that like how many?
I love my house.
I totally dug it. Yeah. But you know what I mean? It was like I was far away when we bought it. However,
well, your wife has it now.
Yeah, exactly. Every my ex-wife loves our house. He's like, oh, so good. I'm so glad you made it. Anyways. But that is about the test drive, right? It is still the most important thing. And Clint from our company, and our good friend Clint always says, like, it's that feel of the wheel seals the deal, right? It's just people need to get in it. People need to touch the car. People want to drive it. They're going to spend a lot of money. But you also can use that time to build that customer experience, to actually build a rapport with them that actually gets them maybe past warranty in their service visits, maybe recommends, like we said, like, yeah, friends and family aren't, maybe not a big deal in this, but still, it's all of these little pieces that all come together by just sitting with someone in a car, being passionate about selling it and getting them behind the wheel to drive it.
And where this just comes to an actionable tactic, as I've been training,
Like
I've
your ad?
always said my favorite thing to, and I teach this whether it's a green pea or somebody who's been selling for 40 years, my favorite thing to ask somebody, whether they're online or in the showroom, is, have you had the chance to test drive the vehicle?
Right.
Statistically, 85% of people have not test driven the vehicle they're there to see. They visit 2 dealerships nowadays before buying a car, 2 dealerships, and I submit to you those are not 2 of the exact same brand dealerships. They're looking at considering the Honda or the Toyota, so they visit both. They don't go to 2 Hondas and 2 Toyotas. So I will tell you, teach your team every single time, have you had the chance to take a test drive? Why don't we go ahead and set that up? If it's on the phone, what time works best today or tomorrow? Or if they're in the showroom, you just facilitate that test drive. But always be asking if they have and give them that offer. The internet can give people anything nowadays. The internet can give you, if you're a car buyer, car shopper, it can give you features, options, specs, colors. It can give you
Video.
360-degree walk-around videos, what your bank rate's going to be, what your trade estimate is, what your payment's going to be. You can buy extended protection plans online now. What the internet has never figured out how to give you is the ability to put your butts in the seat of a car and drive one. And it's the one thing that dealers and your sales teams still have the ability to offer that they can't get online.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. Okay, you guys, rip off your bibs, throw them at Jason. All right, so we've got, I'm going to get some more people up here, and I want to make sure I'm, we did this. What's that?
Who was late today?
We'll get them.
Oh yeah, so I
want
to go back to this for a second, yeah, because there's a reason we did this. So these are the ones we just looked at, right? I did a live chat, I took a test drive on an inventory listing site. It's interesting because let's pull out, this is like people in sites, in email and website, but then there's like showroom visit, got engaged by phone, sold, got engaged by email, did a live chat. Half of those were marketing and half of them were in store. Right? Half of them were the engine of the marketing and half of them were the actual visit. So remember, marketing always equals traffic and your customer experience equals sales.
So there,
right?
in my opinion, you can have a kick-ass website, but that's not a customer experience. That's a website. In my opinion, a customer experience is once engagement happens, once that conversation starts, how they feel they were handled on the phone, how you communicated through email, whether or not they like the hygiene of the person next to them, how the customer shook hands, if they looked them in the eye, if they took them on the test drive, if they met the managers, the entire kit and caboodle, that's the customer experience. And then how to create a better customer experience is streamlining those processes and making it better for them.
I liked how everyone that just did that exercise is now eating and getting a drink. Like everyone's like, I'm done, I'm out. I had to stand up for 15 minutes. These bastards. All right, so there's a CX attribution model, and we're going to get into some more things, but as we looked at that, there's a bit of a model that we put together. We think it kind of works, and it's something that you can base once you start getting your own data. So that attribution model is engagement by email plus phone plus website, and that's the traffic, right?
Yes.
That traffic above. And then you divide it by the first impression, manager intro and test drive. So that is, again, that first impression, that's a 22% closing ratio.
It's not a science.
Plus
I'll
10.
say. This is not.
Yeah,
this
plus
is
10
like,
plus
this
10.
shit looks good.
And then you minus that from your write-ups that equals your purchase. So take this back, try to figure it out. We figured it out last fall. I'm not going to try to figure it out again right now. But we know that once we put the numbers to this, it actually did work because manager intro and test drive add 15 to 20% off of a closing ratio of 22 coming in. So 22%, so if you go up to...
You'll always have significantly more traffic online and engagement than you will customers in the showroom floor. It's natural. It's how those line up, what engagement took place online and what engagement took place in the showroom
so those
floor.
first impressions, the way to do that too is to go like, what's my walk-in count? How many manager intros did we do? How many test drives did we conduct? And then minus that from your write-ups.
Who believes their retail location has a good understanding of how many customers visited their store?
Anybody?
One?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Right, two, three?
Three?
Yep. Four?
You guys
Okay.
don't use the next up, do you? That wouldn't be fair.
No, they do. Yeah, they do.
keeping a good count on how many people, so much data comes from that, understanding whether or not your team are grooming people, if one person is just burning through other too many opportunities. So you need to make your management or you aware of how much traffic do we have the opportunity to sell.
Okay, so I want to just ask you guys another question. Over the last year, what have you been focusing your efforts on most? Here's a list. Like based on this list, just shout them out as you get them. Like throw your hand up and tell me what
And
you've
then you
been.
just say, yeah, we might ask you how. Give me an example.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you how. Anybody who's focusing on any of this stuff? Anybody?
So you're right in front of them.
Sorry. Who just said?
Experience in search marketing.
Customer experience and search marketing you've been focused on. Okay. In what ways? Like what? To get a bit more granular.
So going into dealers, better questions for the customers so we understand where we're spending our marketing dollars. You know, this is your first visit to the dealership. How much time do we have today? You know, we're going to accomplish a test drive today. So let's, you know, give them that experience rather than, you know, hi, what can I do for you?
Okay.
Right? Like leading the customer along.
All right. Over here. I know you've just took a mouthful of hummus and pita.
CX.
CX. Okay. So for Drive Auto Group, what does that involve? Like, give me a high level. You guys are a big group. You got lots of stuff going on. But what's a sort of a mandate with that, focusing on CX? Give me one example. Training.
It's training.
Training?
From the top down, from our general managers, sales managers, salespeople.
So is that an accountability play then on if everyone's getting trained, like it's the general managers are just as accountable for knowing what's going on? So it's like you guys don't get to go to NADA, get shit-faced, sign up for a bunch of software, and then drop it on everybody? Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay, okay, because that never happens. Yeah. That never happens.
You still got the next up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We only have one sweet party a year. But I get it. So, but that's what you're saying, though. The accountability is there from a training standpoint that everyone has to learn inside out, and there's value there too. And I always do say this is the best person to show, with working with Next Up for the last 3 years and a bit. I always say Clint, our CEO, is the best person to learn the platform from because it came out of his brain. He learns it. He still goes out and does installs. He pilots new parts of the platform himself with dealers because he was the first guy going out in the field, selling it, setting it up, and helping people get it. So I think that's important that the leaders in any company or you guys that are managers or in your leadership team is you have to be ready for that. Anybody else focusing on anything? Like there's other people here that maybe are vendors, like anyone focusing on best product?
Well, nobody here has an opportunity to control best products. So from a marketing standpoint, like you really don't, you are limited, some cases handcuffed, if you have a inferior product versus a phenomenal product. So at the end of the day, you could say, how do we market this better? How do we learn it better, through training? How do we, and how do we then try to showcase that through the website? And then sort of guarantee, because he mentioned catfishing before, and I wrote a blog several years ago called Don't Catfish Your Customers.
Right.
Because the truth is, we've all gotten good at marketing. We've gotten damn good at making our websites look good, or our website providers have been able to make it look good, unless it's OEM approved websites. But we understand what a customer should experience, and we deliver to them online, and we answer their questions, and we set appointments for ourselves, and they come in and they do not get that same experience translated from online to in-store. So they come in with high expectations and they get catfish with low expectations because it's not what they
Right.
what they
And I'm
were
kind of
expecting.
surprised that no one, like everyone, is always looking at the best lead provider. Everyone's focusing on your best lead provider. I get that, Christine. You get that. You hear it from the dealers. I'm not going to pick on you guys, but that is something that I think everyone focuses on, right? Because we need leads, and it's that weird dealer math is more traffic equals more leads equals more sales. But again, though, that it all will wrap into the next exercise we're going to do. So we have an 8-person face-off coming up.
So 8 people that did not get up the first time.
8 people that did not get up the first
most
time.
of the back row.
Yeah, all you guys in the back row.
No, not all, but all the back row. And then
Yeah, all you guys in
some
the
of
back row. You
next
4, come on up. 1, 2, yeah, you. Highland, come on. 8 person. I need 4 more people.
Brent set
You
this
come
up
on.
with his.
Yep. Here, I need.
I'm glad you put this in order. It makes it so much easier.
Wait, yeah, exactly. I remember Las Vegas, Joe. All right. I answer slowly. I am the only one. All right. I got 4 there.
Yep.
And I need 4 more. Yeah, you guys come on up.
He's coming up.
Yeah, I got guys over here behind you, JP.
Look at it. He's like, I don't want to be alone, so he hits his buddy. He's like, come on,
Yeah.
if I got to do this.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love that. I look at him and that's the voice I give.
2. I got 2. Yeah, 2
Perfect.
more.
There we go.
Doing through
There
my
you are.
Is that all of
manager,
them?
right?
Come all the way from London.
Yeah. I don't manage your intro. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I'm good. All right.
No, Sean's still sold.
Yeah. Sean's a
He
sale.
threw his away, didn't he?
Do we want to bring these guys in here, or where do we want them?
Was that?
Well, are we doing the same thing? You still a sale? They're still lining up?
Yeah.
All right. Back it on up, Sean. All right, you guys get down there. Now, you guys have a couple minutes as well to do the same exercise, right? We want them to do the same exercise?
Exactly. How? Yeah, same thing. How much? What? I mean, it's more. The question is, we were going to do it a little backwards. No, we can do it. How did we set this one up? I don't remember. How much you influence?
How much you influence, how much you influence the sale. So these are all the things that influence the sale. Like,
Or in many cases, hurt the sale.
or hurt the sale.
Hurt the sale.
So figure out which is the most
So
detrimental
the person
to the sale.
that hurts the sale the most, stand closer to Sean. Not that we want to see, but like if you hurt him more, stand closer to him.
Oh, so, okay, yeah. So if you hurt the sale more, you get up to the sale here. If you're a positive, move the other way. Let's just figure it out. We'll give you guys a few minutes to figure it out.
The negatives are
The negatives
this way.
are this way. Negatives this way. Negatives. If you feel your negatives.
No, that's only like 18 seconds.
You're not
That's
as
no-
negative with this.
That's all I got.
That's exactly 30.
Do we have customer up there? Did I forget one?
Yes.
Exactly 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That loop.
Right.
Oh, really?
Exactly 30.
I think I heard that because I started saying, I'm like, no, maybe it's 18. No, maybe it's 20. No, maybe it's 15. I
Did
don't
we
know.
do it the right way?
I've got an uncle that's a referee, and
Oh,
every
really?
time a team calls a timeout, I'm patting his head.
Oh, really?
So he knows
Could do
exactly
that.
the 30-second timeout.
All right. Let's see what we got. Now that I know what I. Oh no. What, yeah.
Backwards.
What do we do? You talk to this one.
Yeah, one more.
That's it.
All right, so,
Yeah, that's all we have for this.
okay, that's fine. Either way. No. Here's the truth. I will tell you statistically, just like we showed you in the first setup, not test driving the customer will have the biggest impact as to determining whether or not they buy. Brent, what percentage of people buy a car if they do not test drive it?
What percentage? Oh, less than 1%.
So come on down. Don't test drive.
Yeah.
You're right here.
Yeah. Don't
In
test
other words,
drive.
at least a customer in the
Yeah.
showroom,
Sit down, guys.
if a
Yeah.
customer comes
It's
in the
like
showroom and doesn't
1%,
test drive,
1% or less
1%.
actually buy, and that data hasn't changed in 6 or 7 years.
Yeah,
It's
and
been
that-
it's
that's what
consistent.
you're gonna. Yeah. Again, I think we're probably going to get this. Not answering a customer's calls or emails goes a long way. You will naturally sell if you never touch anything. You'll sell about 1.5%. If you never call, never email them back, you'll sell 1.5%. Just because whoever the location guy was, because
Right.
guess what? You're close, and
Yeah.
you've got the car they want, and they choose you, whether or not they hear from you or not. They're not happy about it, but they'll still buy. So that has a major impact. Answering slow, obviously. In our industry, the average the average response time has gone down from 4 hours to 3 hours on average to buy a car. Response time is right around, I'm going to say, 50 minutes across the board. What customers believe it should take to buy a car, though, last data was they think they should be able to get in and out in 60 minutes. We went from 4 hours to 3 hours to get them out the door. They went down from their expectations being 90 minutes to 60 minutes. From a response time, they believe it should be almost immediate, under 10 minutes.
And I want
yet
you.
we're still
I
at
want
50.
you two to switch orders, because I only asked to get them in, and this is an old video that Joe did a long time ago, and this is sort of one of the worst things you can do on email or phone. Is just get them in, right? It's the same thing as about answering slowly. Like answering slowly is one thing, but just to pound a person to just get them in, when all you have to do is listen to them. You know, one of the things I say is like the most devastating piece of like marketing arsenal is the ability to listen to a customer and answer them. You know, and answer them as accurately, as incorrectly, and professionally as you possibly can. It does a lot, and so to just hammer them with just get them into the store, it's not going to do anything.
Without
in terms of-
providing any information, people know that they can call or just even the offer to talk to. Hey, great, when do you want to come in? Hey, I see you're interested in this, when do you want to come in? Without being able to provide any value, any incentive, any logical reasoning as to why an in-store visit is necessary, just offering to get them in just turns people off.
Yeah.
How different do the stats change from country to country?
I haven't measured Canada. I'd love to. I don't have that data. I'm sorry.
From just getting them in.
Was that from getting them in? Yeah, no, because there's no way for us to measure who just says just get them in, because
On
that would
that,
be
yeah.
we're not.
General, the stats that you have.
Yeah.
You're saying that people want to get in now in 60
Oh yeah,
in
no,
the
sorry,
store.
that's the, yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's only in the States that I have that data, and that's Google data. Yeah.
What do they know?
The same
It's the same in Canada? Yeah, that's what I thought. It's pretty much the same.
They're almost identical stats. With last Google meetings, people want a faster experience. They don't want to be wasting their day. 60 minutes, they can be done.
Yeah. Yeah, so Google Think Auto just happened up here, and they were
Okay.
saying the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
see
was about
that.
60.
You were there. Why didn't you step up for that question?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was watching batting practice. I'm not even listening right now. All right, so I don't manage your intro. I'm great marketing. I answer quickly. Yeah. So now we've got the right flow at the end. So I don't manage your intro. Now that could happen because maybe you're in a small store and you guys are spread out, so you kind of have to act on your own. Like I know smaller, remote, like Ontario stores that's just the way it is, and maybe you don't have that. But if you're not doing that as well, you're always just removing 10% off of that closing ratio every single time you're doing it. 5 minutes? Okay. We got 5 minutes to move through a lot
Answer
of stuff.
quickly, move up one.
Yeah.
I believe, yeah, because great marketing plays a major role in how you're remembered. It doesn't play as big of a role as we believe it does in whether or not the customer buys a car from you. Answering quickly is a tremendous amount. There's a great real estate, and I do very little in real estate, but there's a great real estate data which shows when a customer fills out a form field to speak to a broker about wanting to buy a house, 85-something% go with the broker that calls them first.
Right.
85%.
All right.
I mean, just a major benefit of getting a customer on the phone or engaged quickly.
Okay, great. And then we said we have great marketing, and I'm impaired.
Priced.
Oh, I'm priced extremely well. I thought you said I'm impaired. I can't really see because of the lights. But no, yeah, exactly. Give it time. So I'm great marketing, and I'm priced extremely well. And those go hand in hand, right? Like if you do have some good marketing out in place, if you've got things priced like extremely well, you are going to be a great asset to the sale. You're not necessarily going to be the father.
backwards. Yeah, I'm saying hurts them least. Well, then, hell, in that case,
Yeah.
maybe I should have moved somebody around. I apologize.
It's okay.
I was
And Jason,
thinking
if we go over, we'll make his next session short. All right. There you go. So now that you have the data, what do you
Now
want?
you can take a seat, right?
Yeah, you guys can take a seat. Thank you very much. Just give these guys a round of applause for doing the exercise. Just throw those around. So now that you have the data on that, and I don't know what we're talking about here, but like now that you've seen that, now that you've seen the exercise, what do you want to hang your hat on moving forward? Is it best customer experience, best website, product, search marketing, best lead provider?
Yeah, so I mean, what you've been focused on before, a lot of people have been focusing on their websites. A lot of people have been focusing on their marketing based on what's affecting the sale. The thing that you need to prevent from happening is bad CX, not test driving, not giving a manager introduction, responding slowly. Those are the things we need to nix very quickly.
Yeah. There's a couple on this. Like I think the top three are the most important, right? Like you want to connect your CX to your website to your product, right? You want to always make sure those are all connect. Like search marketing and lead providers, those are all great. Those are going to help you. But if you kind of keep that tie, it's like if you ever play around with AdWords always says like the best case in writing a good AdWords is you write an ad about the dealership, you land them at a page with a title that like has copy from the ad, and there's copy and content on the page that tie into all it. Like everything ties together. So product, CX, and website, like it's just about the content and those things that you're putting out in the stories that people are telling and just the experience they're getting when people walk through the door. Tie all those together with your product. So marketing, though, is not the father of the sale. Like that's just something we want to deduct. It's important to focus on it, but it isn't going to be the be-all and end-all that does what it needs to do. CX is the father of the sale, and that's what we've always been preaching about. It is truly that in-store experience. You can market the crap out of everything. You can create content at the speed of light, which Jason's crew does. But again, it's in the store. It's working with people face to face. It's listening to people, and it's making sure that everything about the minute they walk through the door is all about them. You're not distracted with your phone. You're not distracted with the phone ringing. You're not looking at the door to see if a better customer's coming in or a bigger gross, or you don't have time for that first-time buyer who may not have a lot of money. Everybody is special, and you've got to make sure that they feel that way too.
So from an actionable standpoint, I urge you all to get together with your management team or your executive management team, just like in Toyota, you used to have Toyota signature meetings. So you would take one person from each department, get together, and really have brainstorming sessions to identify how do we input everything we would like to see exist at the dealership into specific policies, specific actions. Figure out what type of experience do we want to deliver? What does that equal? Does that mean a guaranteed test drive? Does that mean a VIP appointment? where they can get in and out the door in 60 minutes once deals and numbers have been agreed upon. What does that equal? And start to identify what this needs to do, because that's how you train. You don't just train. In retail, I used to train twice every single week my entire sales team on product and twice every week on process. And everybody had to visit, no matter what, one product and one process every single week, or they were going to be in trouble. Most specifically by me, but in trouble nonetheless. And I will tell you, even training people and beating into them and working the desk,
Just find me some
6
find me
months
some
it took
people.
before they started doing the little things like greeting people the right way and sitting them down in the right order and test driving them at the right time and making sure you're not just offering a test drive, but facilitating a test drive. And there's so many things that you need to say, these take place at these certain times,
here we go.
that you
Give me
need to
some
put
people.
it into action at your store.
All right, JP is getting us some people. So one of the things we want to talk about is it takes a village, as well as these crucial elements. So what we want to do is we just want to do, like, what do we call it? Was it the step up and step back we want to do with these?
Yeah, I
our
think
phone,
so,
our
yeah.
phone elements.
Yep.
So JP is just handing some out. As you get a bib, hey, come on, get
was
your bib
2
on,
or
get up
3.
here.
I'm
Come
trying to
on,
remember it was 3.
Come on
Hold
up.
on.
Bring your bib up.
1, 2,
We got 8 here.
3. Okay, no, it's 3. So of these 8, 3 of these play significantly more of a factor into determining whether or not a customer buys a car. 3 of you
So come on
actually
up.
play a
You guys
role.
come right up.
The other 5 are nice,
Come on up.
I think. Oh, maybe not.
Christine gets one. Christine, grab your bib. Come on up. So what we want you guys to do is we want you guys to work as a group and figure out really quickly. We're going to give you guys, we're going to give you guys
10
like,
seconds, 20
we're going to
seconds.
give you
Everyone's out.
15 to get up front and then
Yeah.
figure it out.
So
I want
of
you guys
the
to
8, 3 step forward, and the other step back so we can read you.
Yeah, come on over here. So yeah, 5 of you will stay back, 3 will stay up. I want you all up, right? So I've got
What's the question that we're answering?
so 3. Which are the 3
We've got
most
5
important?
up there, you know.
3 most important things to getting closing a deal.
Did you put
Yeah.
in another one?
No.
I confirm appointments.
Oh, maybe I got one extra one in
Yeah,
there.
you wrote one yourself. You literally wrote one yourself that was not on my list.
Did I? I thought I was right. It was on the list. Yeah.
Well, either way, I read his, so I know his. He's not 7 up. He's just texting while he's up there, totally disconnected.
You remember what you want, right? For this
Yeah, I
one?
know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, what 3 do you feel? Again, these are all based on.
So the 3 that you
all
think, give me
based
the
on
3. Give me the 3 you think. Give me the 3 you think over here.
Oh, the 3. The 3
What
that
are we
have
talking
the biggest,
about?
The 3 that have the biggest impact on whether or not a customer buys a car from a
From a phone.
phone sale.
From a phone sale.
phone lead,
Phone
sorry.
sale. Just give me 3. Give me 4. Give me one more. I'll take 4.
See, again, they're all good.
I'll
but
take
they're-
4.
But only 3 actually
I'll take 4.
and a lot of it is have a statistical way to be measured. So
All
look
right,
at it that
you
way.
do. So, all right,
you need to have a
Joe?
statistical way to measure it.
So Joe, I've got I confirm appointments, I have a great greeting, I overcome objections, I answer questions. Is the 4 you guys pick? No metrics. No, stand over here because there are going to be metrics.
Okay,
You guys
so-
move over. Like, give me the screen here. You
So
stay
I'll tell you,
there.
Think of
Yeah,
what can
yeah,
and cannot be measured
snug over. So that's what
inside
you-
the average CRM. It is almost impossible to measure or not whether or not somebody answers a customer's questions.
I set an appointment. Who's got I set an appointment? Someone has that? I set an appointment. 78% of sold callers set an appointment. So he was important.
So
I confirm an appointment. I confirm it? Yeah, Christine was over there. So you get over here. So Christine was right. 82% of sold callers set an appointment. I capture contact info. Oh, behind me?
So if
Yeah.
somebody
You
calls
come over
and they're
here.
going to buy,
I
again,
have a
if
great
somebody
greeting. You
calls
come
and they're
over
going
here.
to buy, roughly 80% of all these people
You guys come over here.
have given
I
out their
answer
contact information. Brent?
Yeah. Bill, you're over here.
It's not an order, Bill. It's not an order. Yeah, I just want to, these 3. Just so you understand, roughly 80% across the board. So 78 on 2, 82 on the other.
Yeah.
If a phone caller is going to buy a car at all, they've given out their contact information and it's been logged into the CRM. They have a set appointment for them in the CRM, and that appointment's been confirmed. All those other things, have a great greeting, excellent. But people get sold and determined not to all the time, even if you have a bad one. All those things are nice to have, except for the one guy who says, I put a customer on hold too long.
Exactly.
Only one guy's bad, yeah.
Which someone said I put someone on hold.
Yes, right there in front of you.
Oh yeah.
But I will tell you,
manager.
if
Yeah,
you-
you're a complete jerk. Yeah.
When training phones,
So, I'm
the
the
little
worst.
things
You have to keep your
matter.
bib on the whole day.
The overcoming objections matter. The great greeting matters. But what matters the most are these three people.
All right.
Are capturing customers' contact information.
All right, give these guys a hand. You guys get lost. All right. We're gonna. You know what? I'm gonna. Let's just do this one and we'll wrap it.
Yeah, well, keep going. Yeah, are we going along that time? What do we got?
Yeah.
Where are we at?
We got email elements. We got store elements. Do you want to do showroom elements?
That's yours. Yeah, do it.
All right, let's do show. Hey, sorry, PJ. Take all those bibs back.
I'll take all those bibs back. Okay?
Yeah.
Take all the bibs back.
Take all those bibs back. I think these are. I don't know to my manager.
Brent's getting impatient.
I write up. Are these the same? I don't know what these are. Wait a minute.
These are all. This is Brent's one.
I don't talk
That's
numbers.
why
Are
this
these-
is,
oh no, hold, yeah. These are the ones you want to give out.
Okay.
Get rid of those. We're gonna do showroom because email and the phone they're kind of the same. All right. So we just need, we need 10 people. 10 people to come up, and we're gonna do the same thing because I want to. What, we top 3 in it again? Top 3, top 4.
Yeah, you were the top 3.
Top 4.
Oh, was it?
Maybe top 4.
Again, this is your data. I could just sit down. I'll
Yeah,
don
top
a bit.
4. Here, take that. That's for you. I know, exactly. I feel really full. We got 2 more people. Everyone with a bib, come on up. We're going to make this real quick. Poor Jason, we're going over time.
Are
But
we?
this
We're
is-
not, we're not. We're not. We haven't hit an hour yet.
Yeah,
Have we?
how bad are we, Harris? Are we
We haven't
over?
hit an hour.
We're right at an hour? Good. I'm going to make you sweat it out then. I'm going to go over it. Yeah, exactly. You know, if I have to watch all your videos, I'm going over time. Huh? Yeah. All right.
I'm a test
You're
drive.
back up. Okay. Same exercise, you guys. I want you guys, this is the showroom experience, right? So I want you guys to figure out as a group which 4 come over to this side of the room and which stay back. So I'm going to give you guys like 30 seconds. 30 seconds to figure out which 4.
No. This is all his
Oh,
data. So
not email elements. Sorry, showroom elements. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Do they got the right ones? I'm a manager intro. I write up.
I see a test drive.
Great reading, yeah.
Am I okay?
Manager.
No.
No, I'm not.
you messed
We have the
up.
wrong bibs. Doesn't matter.
Here, why don't you just sit everybody down and go through your data?
Yeah. All right, we're good. We got some people up there. So we've got manager intro. No, you know what? I screwed up. We got the wrong bibs. I'm response time. But what do I got? I got manager intro. I got
You know,
test drive.
You
Those are
order
okay.
them exactly like this.
I got
and
write up,
they-
which I'll
they mess
go
up
and
yours.
talk to numbers. It'll be close. All right, we're all right. We'll do it this way. I work a managed floor. You'll be a managed floor. So you're correct. So working a managed floor over an open floor. How many stores?
Can you explain a managed floor?
Yeah.
for
So
someone?
how many people here have open floor? Right? People
Open
just
floors,
come in.
anybody can work with any customer that comes onto the lot.
Yeah. Anybody that walks in, open floor. Like anybody that just comes in, anybody's customers, right? Take it.
JP.
Okay. Thanks, JP. Managed floor is just the opposite, right? You have greeters. Who runs a managed floor? Understands what a managed floor is. People come into the dealership. There's a rotation either done on a board, clipboard, like or next up a platform. Very easy, but that way it's just there's someone to greet staff as they come in. 25 to 80% increase of log showroom traffic when you have a managed floor. And that's important because a lot of managers talk about, I don't have the right coverage. And again, it's one of those things going, yeah, we have a lot of traffic, but you don't know how many walk-ins. If you're not even putting people in a simple rotation, you're not understanding how many people are walking in, your opportunities, your appointments, your B-backs. So those are really important things to have happen, especially as the market slims down, because one of the things we're seeing in our data right now is from walk-in traffic from 2018, and I just released a mid-year report, 2018 to 2019, there's a 15% reduction. Did you see that in the mail I sent out today? Yeah, and so on a managed floor, though, what they're doing is, so instead of waiting out on the point for customers to walk in, which is like really an epidemic in the States, like when warmer climates, it's just like get out on the lot and wait for customers to walk in. Dealerships.
I'd love to take up smoking just for an extra 10 breaks every single day.
Exactly, the amount of breaks. So when you think about that, there's a 15% drop in walk-in traffic. However, the stores that are getting their staff the time to work the CRM, work referral, but like get on the phones, as Joe was saying, like build rapport with their customers, they've actually increased their appointments shown, not appointments booked, appointments shown by almost 17%. It's up. So that's really telling that even though traffic's doing this, the stores that are actually making sure their staff are utilizing their time, just not standing around going, wow, things are really slow. It's like, when's the last time you logged into a CRM? And there's people like Brandon here that help stores like understand the better ways to use those. What's that?
Visit the service department.
Yeah, visit the service department again, because your biggest revenue center is still cracking out a lot of revenue, and there's so many opportunities. Thank you, Christine, in the service drive for that too. So a walk-in, you're a walk-in. I'm a great greeting, so you're a walk-in. Walk-ins close again with a manager intro and a test driver completed on their visit was a whopping 43%. Like that's huge that you can close someone with just a few simple things that you're enacting in the showroom elements.
Really,
and,
two things.
Yeah,
two things. Making sure a manager introduces themselves before the test drive. Something as simple as, hi, I'm a manager. I'm excited you're going to go look at this vehicle. Can you do me a favor? When you come back, can you come and tell me how you liked it or what you didn't like about it? Because that gives the onus no longer on the salesperson to figure out what it takes to get them in. Hey, let's go tell my sales manager what you felt about this vehicle.
That's right.
So one way or the other, try to use an early manager introduction before the test drive and a test drive. Those two things alone take you from what Brent said was an average in the industry, 23%, up to a 43%.
Yeah, and more time for sales associates to follow up and work on appointment setting with the dealership CRM system. That just brings that up to 45%. Like anytime you got anything locked into an appointment, it's going to be sky high. Other showroom elements is, I think we have a manager intro right there. So 35% introduction closed walk-ins compared to industry standard of 14%. So that's just basically saying that is the industry standard on walk-in close is 14%. We see it at 22 on ours with a rotation with people greeting people as they come into the showroom. But that 35%, it goes up to 35% with manager introductions. So we have a write-up, proposals, 50% of showroom opportunities at test drive, and get a manager intro will purchase the vehicle. Because if you've done that much, they're going to sit down and they're going to want a proposal. If you get them behind the wheel of a car, they're going to want to sit down and talk numbers. It's just, and again, we talked about this earlier. I test drive, so 1% of showroom prospects that do not go on a test drive will actually purchase the vehicle. And that number never changes. It's the most consistent piece of our data in almost the 12 years that we've been collecting showroom data is that 1% that do not drive will purchase that vehicle. It's next to nothing. So if you have someone on staff saying they don't want to drive that car, that's the numbers you're setting yourself up with. You know, you're not lending yourself to win or add some people to your roster, your clientele roster. Thank you guys. Grab a seat. Perfect. No, you keep them. Bring them home. Wear them in the car. You know, you'll need them later for the hummus over there. So you just can't make a baby, right? You have to raise the baby. I don't know what that means. I really don't.
No, I wrote a blog about that.
Was that yours?
Yeah, I wrote a blog about that. So, because in other words, I think
no,
the
I know
biggest thing is what Brent and I, and I'm really fortunate because Brent's one of my best friends, and we've been able to speak together now a couple times. And I think so many people put things into place, do not follow up with them. It's one thing to generate the marketing. It's one thing to train one time and set some expectations, but without a level of accountability, without a level of a guaranteed customer experience that you're trying to deliver, without those things in writing and constantly reinforced, you're throwing your money away and you're doing a disservice not just to your bottom line, but to the people that you employ as well.
Right. And our exercise with that, and thank you everybody for helping us do that today, because this was just a refresher of what's important when you're at the store, right? Again, just working as a group and figuring that out together, and that's why we like this session so much, is we just work together to do a bunch of simple things to just remind us what to focus on and what to look at when we go back. Are they opening up the roof now too? Yes, this is so kick-ass. All right, thank you guys very much. That is the end of the first session. Good job. Good job, everybody. Are we good? Good, Pete, do you need this?